Today, we have got something that will blow your mind. If you are a business owner or a brand manager looking to crack the world's largest market, China, we are diving deep into the mystery yet incredibly effective world of key opinion leaders or KOLs in the Chinese marketing. We're going to cover everything you need to know, from how to partner successfully with them to measuring your ROI for your business. Stay tuned, especially if you are a business owner that you are serious about taking your brand to the next level in China. Effective integration of KOLs in the Chinese marketing strategies. First, you gotta know how to building fruitful KOL partnerships. I'm gonna let you know the step-by-step guide on how to work successfully with KOLs in China. It is extremely crucial for you to do some homework. You gotta research the KOLs that fit within your category, your product categories, or your niche. Alright, so you may be asking, so where I can find these KOLs? To answer this question, you gotta go to the most popular platform in China right now. The first one, no doubt, is gonna be Douyin, right? The Chinese version of TikTok. And then you want to go to Kuaishou, which is the secondary biggest short videos platform in China. And then Xiaohongshu, which is in the Western country, right? It is our Facebook and Instagram, kind of like that. So you want to go to these three platforms to research your niche and product categories to see which KOL fit your company. You want to research the potential KOLs candidates on this platform based on your company goals and your market niche. When you're working with the Chinese KOLs, right, the Chinese consumers, they value trust and credibility. So you as a brand owner, you should aim for the generous partnership where the KOL is and has a good reputation, right? You also want to do some homework to see if the KOL that you intend to work with, they have any bad history or not. You gotta do your homework to see if the KOL that you intend to work with, got a bad history, right? Did they have any issues with selling the products or service in the past? And of course, you want to look at the accounts. You're going to do some investigation to see if the fans, the subscriber that they have in their accounts are real or not. Because at the end of the day, you really don't want to spend the money, right, on the KOLs, and then you get nothing from them. If their fans or subscriber are just the zombie, right, they are dead fans, it is kind of like meaningless to your brand and your company. You also want to look at their personalities to see if he or she fits your brand value. And then their engagement with their fans. You're really not just paying for a spokesperson. After you have select good candidates, KOLs to represent your brand and products, then you want to go for a long-term approach. Yes, one-off collaboration can be useful, to be honest, but you as a brand owner, should aim for a long-term relationship with the KOLs. So you just try to, talk to the KOLs like, me as the brand owner, right? We really want to succeed in the Chinese market, and we also want you to succeed as well. So we are really not looking for a one-time cooperation. We could do a couple videos, a couple marketing campaign, right? But if the result is good, then the people, your fans, is gonna remember you, as a repetition of our brand. Then we can go something, more long term. This is gonna be a win-win situation. Why? Because if he or she trying to promote your brand and the feedback is good, is actually good, you want to have someone who really understands your brand, to keep promoting, to the audience. You want the audience associate the KOL with your product or service. So even though after some time you're not putting money, onto the KOL anymore, when the audience, they look at the KOL, they will still remember your product and brand. From our experience, doing this, you can benefit from a higher ROI. You will have a higher cost because the KOLs, they usually charge more when they first working with someone, right? So after you have chosen the KOL, it is good that you build up the long-term relationship. It's gonna be a win-win situation. You're gonna have a lower cost in the long term, and if the person really fits your brand value, right? He or she can represent your brand or your product or service. It's gonna be it's gonna be good for both sides. What should you be aware of after you and the KOL has started to work together? You want to have a consistent engagement through regular check-ins and updates on campaign performance. Why? The answer is simple. You just really don't want to put down the money, right, and have the campaign started and then you just forget about it. You want to analyze, you want to see is there any feedback, from the audience and what got to improve. You want to look at the data with the KOL to see what he or she got to improve every time. So from time to time you're gonna see a better result. One thing that you as a brand owner, you gotta remember that this is extremely important. You gotta provide the KOL with a creative freedom. Creative freedom to maintain their voice. Because again, you are really not looking for a spokesperson. You are looking for someone who can, engage with their own fans or audience to promote your brand. So you gotta give them freedom. Another tip is that you may want to consider to reward KOL for successful campaigns, either through bonuses, or higher commissions. Or you can tell them in advance that, if you have a successful campaign, then we're gonna introduce, more products for you. Then you're gonna have more jobs. You want to make them feel valued, right? The value of working with you for a long term. So how can we measure to see if the marketing campaign is successful or not? To answer the questions, we got to look at the ROI and KPIs in the KOL campaigns. So first of all, what are the core metrics? There are some critical KPIs to focus on: views, engagement rate, and conversion rate. The view is pretty obvious, right? Just look at how many views that the marketing campaign, the KOL can bring for you. But a lot of brand owner, they really don't have a number of views in mind. Is it going to be 50,000 views, 100,000 views, or 1 million views? The answer, if you don't have that in mind, you don't have expected views in mind. One of the good practice is that you look at their past videos. Say that you are looking for a KOL on Douyin, right, the Chinese version of TikTok. Just look at their account and to see what is the average views per video, that they can get. What is the average likes? And the average views and likes per video in the KOL account is going to be a good starting point. But you may be asking, what if the KOL is a bad person, right? Is a bad person and he or she is actually buying fake views and likes, just to pretend that this is a successful marketing campaign, right? I get it. Either you are worried about that or your main business goal is not just for exposure, marketing exposure. You're looking for real customers, real buyers. Then in this situation, you can consider using conversion rate, as the KPI to measure the success of the marketing campaign. If you are a selling physical product and your product is actually sitting in a warehouse in China, if this is a situation, then it's going to be easier to measure the conversions, right? How? You can actually just ask the KOL to list your product, to sell your product. Since they already have a Douyin store, right, or any other e-commerce store that they are using, then it's going to be a drop shipping model, right? They help you to promote your brand. They may charge you a fixed, fee for that in the very beginning, and then if he or she can bring sales, of your product, then all you want to do is that you fulfill the product for them, right? So you get my point. They are not only doing promotion, to promote your brand. they are actually helping you to sell, to list your products in their store. All you gotta do is that, let's say the KOL got 100 orders, right? 100 orders. They're gonna give you 100, addresses, the location that you gotta fulfilled for them, right? Then you just get these 100 addresses and then send it to your warehouse, your overseas warehouse in China, and then let the warehouse to fulfill the product for you. All right, so you may be asking, what if I'm not selling products, right? I don't have a physical product. I'm actually promoting services. If this is the case, then you're gonna need the official website, a good Chinese official website. And then you want to give the KOL a specific promo code, right? The promo code only for that KOL. It is used to, it can be used to identify, where is the traffic, the inquiries, the customer come from. So what you want to do is that you want to drive the traffic, the audience, potential buyers from the KOL platforms, right? Either Douyin, Xiaohongshu, or the Kuaishou, or WeChat, right? And then you want to drive these traffics, the potential buyers, to your Chinese official website. And then on the website, you're going to receive inquiries, right? And then through the inquiries, you know that where the traffic, the potential buyers are actually coming from. By doing that, you're gonna, it's gonna be pretty easy for you to measure the conversions driven by different individual KOLs. You're gonna have a better insight into the campaign success. Because at the end of the day, you as the brand or company owner, you want to know where is the conversion coming from. Then you know which KOL or which marketing campaign is a waste of money. All right. So the next one is budget consideration. The cost of KOL partnership in China can vary greatly, right? Depending on their ties and industry relevance. So you really want to factor this cost into your ROI calculations. All right, so let's move on to the distinction between KOLs and influencers in China. So what are the key differences between KOLs and influencers? A lot of people, they just think they are the same thing. A lot of people, they are just confused, right? So I'm going to give you a simple answer. So KOLs, they are more like experts. They have expertise in the subject matter, right? So, for the influencer, they are more focusing on the lifestyle. So these affect how each can, represent your brand and the trust they command in their respective communities. It really depends on, what product you are selling. So let's say you are selling clothing, right? In a woman's clothes or children or baby clothing, right? You got a good brand, let's say in America. Then in this situation, you will want to pick, influencer, influencer to promote your brand. Someone that have a unique lifestyle, right? The unique topic, regarding the children or the baby category. You want them to demonstrate your baby or children clothing, right? You want them to wear and then to show off to the audience. You don't want them to talk about your clothing, right? The talking is going to be useless. All right, so let's talk about the platforms. Platforms like WeChat and Douyin, they are, of course, right now Xiaohongshu is another good choice. They are more popular for KOLs, but the choice of platforms can also influence the campaign's success. So how and why? I'm going to give you some examples. Right? Say Xiaohongshu, it is one of the most popular platform right now, and if you're from Western countries, the Xiaohongshu is going to be like your Instagram, right? So on Instagram, the product, the best product to promote is something that related to the lifestyle, clothing, glasses, sunglasses, accessory, jewelries. These are the things that can easy to be promoted through the lifestyle. And then for WeChat, in WeChat you have a company public account, that you can post articles, the news of your company. And then we have WeChat videos, right? The WeChat video is getting, a lot popular, much more popular right now. So when you choose the KOL or influencers on WeChat, this is all about the authority. You want to look for someone who has the authority, because on WeChat, either the video, WeChat video, or the public account, is gonna be the loyal fans or subscriber of the person. Why the audience, follow the person on WeChat, and why they spend time to read, 2,000 word Chinese word articles, is because they trust that person. They see the person as an expert, right? Has the expertise and the authority, in a certain products or categories. So if you got something that is more serious, either is your product or service, say you got something that is more focused on companies, selling to the other companies, a B2B, right? Then WeChat is going to be your good choice. Because Douyin and Xiaohongshu, they are more for the lifestyle, for the entertainment. If you got something that is more serious, selling to the other business, a B2B business, right? Then WeChat is going to be a good choice. Alright, so now let's talk about different level of the Chinese KOL. Tier 1 KOL is the top level of the KOL. They usually have millions of followers and generally celebrities or well-known experts. Tier 2 and Tier 3 KOLs have fewer followers, but usually have higher engagement rate. The cost and benefit. While Tier 1 KOLs can be expensive, they offer massive exposure. So if you got a good budget for your marketing campaign in China, right? You're more looking for exposure. You want to build up the trust. You want someone who is well known to speak for your brand, right? So your brand can be trusted. So in this situation, you may go for Tier 1 KOL, someone that has millions of followers. But then on the other hand, I always advise my clients, if you don't have that kind of budget, high budget, you can always just work with the lower tier KOLs, because they are, first of all, they are much less expensive, right? And then they can provide more focused engagement with your target audience. Alright, so the next season is going to be the most important for you as a brand owner, which is choosing the right KOL for your brand in China. KOL selection criteria. How to identify and select ideal KOLs? First of all, you gotta consider the target demographics. One thing that you gotta ensure is that the KOL audience demographics align with your target market. Because if you are selling something that is targeted to the older people, right? You don't want to choose. I mean, this is so obvious, right? You don't want to choose, a KOL that is more focusing on the younger, generation. There are actually a lot of good analytic tools to check the audience demographic. If you're interested, just leave a comment, below. Then I'm gonna send it to you. You also want to look for the KOL who are respected and have a solid track record in your industry. The ideal KOL should always be respected, right? They have the authority in the industry. You want to access the KOL past partnership, right? To see what companies or brand they have worked with before. And then what content they have delivered, they have made, just to assure that they align with your brand values, ethics, and goals. And there you have it, folks. A comprehensive guide to leveraging KOLs in the Chinese market. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Until next time, keep breaking those borders and scaling those heights. Thank you guys. I will see you in my next video.